Hello, everybody. Today we're going to be continuing to take a look at a scenario where civilization starts over. This is episode 43. And in the last episode, we saw some stuff go on in Africa. A lot of stuff, actually. We saw the big war for Africa, and these borders are looking, in my opinion, a little bit more interesting. Although in some places, I would say they look worse. Right now, I honestly don't know. And we also saw this area over here. It expanded as sea levels decreased, and it's only around this whole area right here. And well, we can see that these countries will eventually grow, but that will be later in this video, as we're not gonna cover this right now. We're gonna cover some alliance kind of stuff. Now, if you see the alliances and military alliances, pretty much all of southern and central Africa is a part of this cross alliance. And this alliance is actually spreading. That's probably for the best. As these guys are an economical, or not an economical, they're a democratic military alliance. And the will secure a lot of countries over here in the European area. And like I said, this alliance has spread. So Portugal has joined this alliance, as well as these two northern French countries, this German country, and also this guy up here. Which, yeah, these guys aren't very strong. The strongest one that's on the Cross Alliance is definitely Portugal. So they're gonna try to spread some democracy ideals over to Europe. So they spread it into this country right here, and the main one that they spread it into is this Southern French Union. So these two countries jointly will go ahead and join the Cross Alliance. So if I can go ahead and get it, where is it? They will join the Cross Alliance, which is good for them because that means that they can also take down the fascists, which is always a good thing. But they also want to get global allies. So they first go ahead and add this new Chinese country to their alliance. There we go. What? But staying in the Asian region, a country is gonna go ahead and go on a reconquest. Now, Korea here, they have been dormant since like episode 20 or episode 25 and literally have done nothing. But that will change as they start their invasion of North Korea. Now, North Korea is not a strong country at all, and they're completely just getting rolled over by Korean troops, as this country has been preparing this event for a couple of months now, and their capital is immediately, taken, and their whole country is taken, so obviously that's not a very good thing. And if you want to know what happens in the future, full annexation by the Koreans, and now we can see that, well, yeah, there goes North Korea, which wasn't a very important country anyway. No shade North Korea, I'm just saying that you weren't very important. I'm pretty sure you did. I don't even think North Korea even did anything. Let's come over here to Michigan. Michigan has been fairly aggressive in its years that it has existed. It's invaded a country that was up north right here in the Ontario region. And it also invaded this blue country right here. And the people are starting to get mad. Specifically, people over here in the Chicago region of Michigan, they're starting to get mad of they start to get mad that the government is, invading all these places. And they get ideals from, other democratic countries around them. And you can already expect what's about to happen. These two cities in the Chicago region officially formed themselves as a rebel group, attempting to overthrow the government of the Michiganders and to create a new Michigan government to basically just make sure that it becomes democratic and that no fascist government will ever be allowed. Honestly, I don't know why people wouldn't support this. And they do make promises to other countries, specifically the blue team, that they will give the land that they annexed back if they win this revolution. And currently, they have the support of, well, pretty much all the countries around them. And Michigan only has the support of this kind of Stark Sign country. That's literally it. And as you could tell, it's not going to go well. Now, of course, it's a fascist. Michigan is a fascist government, So they probably wouldn't let this slide. However, what are they really supposed to do? All their main stuff is over here. Even though there's more cities in this region, all their main stuff is over here because it's Michigan, and like this area is not as rich at all, and it just starts to get completely destroyed. And well, yeah, this shows that I'm not glazing because I live in Michigan in real life. So this just shows I'm not glazing. I promise. Anyways, they move up into the Upper Peninsula, and take the whole thing. Good for them, I guess. However, the Michiganders do push back over in this city right here, which was one of the birthing cities of this rebellion. It just isn't going well for the rest of them, as they just the Chicagoans, which are gonna be known as the Michiganders, just storm across. They go to the blue team border, and they individually take these pieces of land. And now their focus is on to the actual Michigan government. What's gonna happen? Well, first of all, they start their invasion of this territory up here until it fully just goes ahead and declares independence. But for now, it'll be occupied by the Green Team, coming over here to the Michiganders. They're not gonna do well. An invasion from the northern region of this country starts, and this is a little bit brutal as the people were not expecting this at all. And yeah, like I said, it's brutal. But over here it's even more brutal as there's a lot more population. The Green Team does take this major city back. However, they form an encirclement of a lot of dark red team troops, and well, they completely fall, which is not a good thing to, well, this Michigan country. As now, they're losing morale, and well, they go ahead and surrender. It's just the people overthrow the government. And let's go ahead and take a look at this peace. So, yeah, and it's gonna be very interesting. So this is the peace treaty. The blue team gets all of their land right here back. Good for them, they deserve it. But for this area, they go ahead and release it as a new country, and I don't know what to make this. I guess I'll just make it red. The capital, Michigan, will stay the same. And let's be honest, the people of Michigan they wanted this, so they just went ahead and supported the rebel. And the capital of this red country will just be right there because why not? Anyways, these guys are having a good time. Now I think it's time to look at some overall rankings of the world. So number one in the world, I really don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and say Poland. They were number one last time. I would say they're still number one. Somebody who is gained strength in recent years in terms of military is the Democrats over here in Britain, the British Political Union. They're number two, and I know this is like it's a little bit weird considering that it's Britain, but just think about it. They've been here for a while. They're politically united. I don't know about military, but they are a strong. Number three is the Southern French. This is looking a little similar to the last rankings. Number four, I'm gonna go ahead and say Sweden is number four due to the fact that they're a strong country. Number five is actually gonna be South Africa. They recently won this war and they have gotten a lot of strength due to it, and that is a good thing. Number six is gonna be Australia. They're growing a little slower than they used to. That is something to note. Number seven is the Sri Lankans. They still are relevant, surprisingly. Number eight is South China. That this is one spot below they were last time. Number nine, I'm gonna go ahead and say is Bulgaria, and number 10 is the Red Ukrainians. So still no countries in the New World. However, it could probably happen eventually. And well, let's go and look at some stuff in the New World. As influence from these cross and circle lines start to spread into this region, those countries here start to turn fascist and start to turn, well, they were already democratic, but you know what I mean. So first of all, Colombia is going to turn fascist, which like every country that turns fascist, the countries around them start to kind of get worried, and some ideals spread specifically into this country who also turns fascist. And one more is going to turn fascist in this continent, and that is going to go ahead and be Peru. They have ideas spread from Colombia, and well, it's really the North South American region and the South American region that is kind of getting these ideals spread to. I mean, there's like three monarchies in this region, which is kind of rare for the New World, of course. But anyways, these countries start to, well, join alliances, which is not good, as we can see now. South America is becoming also a pretty important continent. So all the fascist countries that, well, were there, are gonna go ahead and join, of course, with their alliances, their specific perspective alliances, being the Cross Team, and yeah, of course. What else team would they join? The Circle Team? They're not joining the Circle Team. Wait, I just realized I did this wrong. They are joining the Circle Team. What am I doing? I am stupid. There we go. There. There. Actually doing right this time. I'm so cool. So, like this country right here, whoa, they're gonna join the Cross Alliance because they are scared of this Northern Green country, going into their territory and ruining it. I don't know what that means. Ruining it? I mean, they probably would. Other countries like Bolivia also joined due to the fact that, well, they want coastline. Venezuela joins the Cross Alliance as well as Guyana and even Ecuador. So, yeah, we can see that it's just spreading into South America, which is, of course, not a good thing because that means more countries are going to get more ideals and they're going to spread that into other countries and it's just going to get crazy. But coming over here to Central America, and specifically the Mexican region, we're going to see this country, they're going to kind of get messed with. The teal team is, well, they're going to kind of, yeah, they just get completely invaded. They start getting invaded by the gold team due to reasons of encroaching on their territory. Basically, there was a military group in this region that interfered with uh, a military base of this team, and this team wasn't having that, so they started their invasion, and it's actually going weller than they thought it would, which is good because, you know, it's good. That's good. They ended up getting the coast, which is their main good for them, I guess. I don't know. I don't really have feelings for these countries. Then we see the purple team start their invasion of the teal Mexican country, and this guy is just getting completely. It's just not good. By the way, I want to say something. All of these countries around these, well, one, two, three, four, five elf countries, a lot of the countries around them, I know all the countries that are border them have a large elf population, and countries that are fully elf that weren't elf and weren't independent were these guys and probably these guys. These guys are like half elf, half human. So that's just something to note. Anyways, also something to note is that the teal team is getting completely destroyed as their coastline is just getting taken by the purple Mexicans. And yeah, they're kind of wondering why this is happening. Honestly, I'm wondering why too. I guess somebody invades and two other people invade because they want land. I think that's more of the story. Anyways, the New Mexicans are getting support from their friends in Nevada, and they completely did take a lot of land in the capital of the teal Mexican country until this guy is just going to go ahead and surrender to all the parties involved. And let's go ahead and take a look at this peace treaty. So, looking at this peace treaty, you can already see what it looks like. And I'm going to be doing this more because this just looks cool. The purple Mexicans will get this land. I could have gave them more, but honestly, I decided not to because, well, this gold team right here will be getting all of this land. And this looks weird. And then the Arizona slash New Mexicans. These are really just the New Mexicans. They're going to take no. This is the Arizonans. They're going to take all of that land right there. And well, these borders are looking very interesting over here in Mexico. But coming over here, we can see that a union's gonna form up. That's gonna be the Californian, Arizonan, or not the Californian, the Nevada and Arizona Union. Basically, these countries are, well, they unite under Nevada's color because it just looks better. The capital, instead of putting it into these two cities, one of these two, or just a dual capital, they will put it right here because they want a more central location, and that's a good compromise, I would say, in my head. And well, yeah, so that is going to do it for this Mexican California region. And really, that's gonna actually just do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Actually, one more thing. We can see that this continent is going to expand. So let's look at what the blue team gets in terms of expansion. So they get all of this land west of them, which is a lot more land than they had before, and, well, obviously. And that is looking very interesting. So this is what the yellow team gets in terms of land, which is good, I guess. Let's see what the pink slash purple team gets. And that is gonna do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was kind of eventful. It was very eventful in terms of alliances, but in terms of countries, kind of, wars. Nothing was too big except for Korea. That was a really kind of bad thing because Korea used to be a very strong country. They did get rolled over by China, so maybe not the strongest country. But anyways, that's gonna do it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next video. I'll like, subscribe, do all that, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.